In recent months, one idea has been voiced more and more often in Silicon Valley. Nvidia, the company that has become the most valuable corporation in the world and effectively defines the future of the entire tech sector, is preparing a project that could become the largest technological revolution since the advent of smartphones. And according to reputable publications and several insiders close to the company's leadership, Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang is personally overseeing a new initiative that, if successfully completed, could radically change the very concept of personal mobility, make traditional footwear unnecessary, and even challenge the entire transportation industry. Nvidia, a company that has been growing at an incredible pace in recent years, with revenue doubling, explosive demand for its chips, and the world's strategic dependence on its technologies, now stands on the verge of a new breakthrough. And unlike past moves related to data centers, robots, autonomous vehicles, or cloud AI, the new project is aimed not at the corporate market, but directly at the mass consumer. Several sources who wish to remain anonymous say that the company is already discussing the concept of the world's first AI sneakers that can move independently for their owner, as well as a personalized next-generation flying wearable transport system. This is not a joke and not a patent game, and according to an employee of Nvidia's research center in Santa Clara, the company has already allocated a budget for the early development stage, with the project scheduled to launch in 2026, which is also confirmed by sources in the research divisions of Nvidia's partners in Taiwan and South Korea, who claim they have received requests to test new miniature motion sensors, orientation modules, and new power solutions for compact devices. According to insiders, the system's prototype is a hybrid, a combination of smart footwear with built-in motors of a new type and a platform capable of moving a person through the air over short distances, with the logic being simple. The user either puts on intelligent AI sneakers that walk and accelerate on their own, adapting to the terrain and automatically choosing the fastest route, or steps onto a flying platform that delivers them to the desired point in the city without traffic jams, without waiting for transport, and without needing to drive a car. At the core is a trend that Nvidia has been developing for several years: microcomputing based on next-generation GPUs, where AI models operate autonomously directly on the device, and technologies originally designed for autonomous vehicles are now being adapted for a personal wearable gadget. An IDC analyst stated that such a move is a logical continuation of Nvidia's strategy, as the company has already disrupted the automotive electronics market, overtaking Intel, Qualcomm, and Mobileye. And now, experts say, Nvidia has decided to enter a market where Nike, Adidas, Puma, and dozens of other giants have dominated for decades. But despite attempts to introduce smart sensors, they still make only footwear, not a personal AI mobility platform. According to Bloomberg technology sources, the company internally discusses the idea that modern sports shoe manufacturers are stuck in development. They improve design, materials, and cushioning, but never made the key leap, turning footwear into a means of autonomous movement. And this is where Nvidia sees a huge potential market. One unnamed engineer told reporters that the new project is the most ambitious the company has undertaken in the past 10 years, and, if successful, could create a new market worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And according to leaks published by the Asian tech blog Udon Express, the internal name of the project is Project Pegasus, hinting at the device's ability to perform vertical lift and airborne movement. Although there is no official confirmation, Nvidia traditionally remains silent, avoiding any comments. But experts are convinced that if such technology appears, it will become the biggest challenge for the light transport industry. Electric scooters, bicycles, mopeds, and even compact electric cars. AI sneakers will be able to take a person to work, to a shopping mall, to a gym, or home, plotting a route faster than any navigator, analyzing traffic, weather, surface irregularities, and even the owner's personal preferences. Most interestingly, according to MIT Tech Review, Nvidia is exploring the possibility of equipping such devices with ultralight batteries made from new materials being developed in collaboration with several US research centers, which means autonomy will be one of the key features. Meanwhile, the flying platform, a compact personal vehicle, will be something between drones and traditional hoverboards, but with a fundamentally different level of safety designed for urban environments. According to sources, Nvidia wants to create the first truly mass-market personal flying transport that can be used without licenses or training, and the technology will be fully controlled by AI. You simply step onto the platform, choose a destination, and the device will lift you and deliver you to the location, avoiding obstacles, analyzing airflows, and building the optimal route in real time. Engineers call it autopilot for a human. If the project succeeds, Nvidia, a company that started with graphics cards for gamers, will become the developer of a new type of transportation, essentially repeating its own path, from a gaming company to a company steering the era of artificial intelligence. Analysts at Goldman Sachs already cautiously call the idea a consumer AI revolution, and some Stanford experts note that the new line of devices could be as groundbreaking as the first iPhone or the Tesla Model S in their time. Insiders claim that the first closed studies will begin at the end of 2026, but investors expect Nvidia may announce the project earlier to strengthen its position amid rising competition, especially given Apple's and Google's attempts to catch up with Nvidia in generative models. Although it sounds like science fiction, many journalists point out that if there is a company capable of turning the impossible into reality, it is Nvidia. Its computational infrastructure, dominance in the AI chip market, tens of billions in cash, and aggressive growth strategy allow it to pursue projects that others would never even consider. And if Project Pegasus truly exists, we may see the most powerful technological revolution of the coming years from the world's most valuable company. More and more analysts agree that the personal mobility market is on the verge of an era where AI will move for us, and Nvidia is striving to be the company that builds that future. And the most remarkable part of this story is that, according to sources familiar with the project planning, Nvidia does not intend to limit itself to creating wearable AI shoes and compact flying transport. It is about forming an entire ecosystem of devices that can interact with each other, adapt to the owner, and create a personal movement map by learning your habits, lifestyle rhythm, walking pace, health condition, and even emotional state. Some journalists even hint that Nvidia may become the largest player in urban transport, and that its influence will extend far beyond the AI market. If AI sneakers and platforms become widespread, Nvidia will gain access to enormous amounts of data on human movement, and this will become its new oil field. This is why insiders call the project a revolution quietly turning into a new economic model, and many analysts believe that in the coming years, we will see a world where Nvidia is responsible not only for digital intelligence, but also for physical human movement in space.